Dana James Ewell. On April 19, 1992, in Fresno, California, 21-year-old Dana James Ewell hired Joel Radovchich and orchestrated the murders of his family, Father Dale, Mother Glee, and Sister Tiffany, to inherit an estimated $7 to $8 million estate. The victims were found shot to death in their home with the crime scene staged to resemble a burglary. Dana's motive was gaining immediate access to his family's wealth, as his parents' estate plan restricted his inheritance until he was in his 30s. Dana James was found guilty of 3 counts of first-degree murder and was sentenced to life imprisonment. Kipland Kinkel. On May 20, 1998, in Springfield, Oregon, 15-year-old Kipland Kinkel fatally shot his parents, William and Faith Kinkel, at their family home. The following morning, he drove to Thurston High School, where he was a freshman, and opened fire in the cafeteria, killing 2 students and wounding 25 others. Kinkel was subdued by fellow students and taken into custody. Prior to these events, Kinkel had been suspended from school for possessing a stolen handgun. Investigations revealed that he had been experiencing auditory hallucinations and was later diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia. In 1999, Kinkel pleaded guilty to 4 counts of murder and 26 counts of attempted murder. He was sentenced to 111 years in prison without the possibility of parole. Nicole Kasinskas. In May 2002, 17-year-old Nicole Kasinskas met 18-year-old Billy Sullivan through an online instant messaging service. Their relationship quickly intensified, leading to a plan to eliminate obstacles to their being together. On July 5, 2003, in Nashua, New Hampshire, the couple carried out the murder of Nicole's mother, Jean Kasinskas. Billy Sullivan, with Nicole's assistance, fatally bludgeoned Jean with a sledgehammer while she slept. The motive was reportedly to escape what Nicole described as a life of hell at home. Following the arrest, Nicole was charged with first-degree murder. Nicole Kasinskas has been incarcerated for over 20 years. Charles Joseph Whitman. On August 1, 1966, Charles Joseph Whitman, a 25-year-old former Marine and student at the University of Texas at Austin, committed a series of tragic murders beginning with the killing of his mother, Margaret Whitman. In the early hours of that day, Whitman visited his mother's apartment in Austin, Texas, and fatally stabbed her. He then returned to his own residence and murdered his wife, Kathy Whitman, in a similar manner. Later that morning, Whitman ascended the University of Texas Tower and opened fire on individuals below, resulting in multiple casualties. The rampage ended when Austin police officers Ramiro Martinez and Houston McCoy confronted and fatally shot Whitman. Prior to these events, Whitman had been experiencing severe mental health issues, including headaches and violent impulses. An autopsy revealed a brain tumor, which some experts believe may have contributed to his actions. Sarah Marie Johnson. On September 2, 2003, in Bellevue, Idaho, 16-year-old Sarah Marie Johnson fatally shot her parents, Alan and Diane Johnson, in their family home. The motive was reportedly her parents' disapproval of her relationship with 19-year-old Bruno Santos. On the morning of the murders, Sarah retrieved a rifle from a guest house on the property. She first shot her mother in the head while she slept, then shot her father twice in the chest as he was showering. In March 2005, an Ada County jury convicted Sarah Johnson of 2 counts of first-degree murder. As of January 2025, Sarah Marie Johnson has been incarcerated for over 21 years. Thomas Bartlett Whitaker. On December 10, 2003, Bart falsely told his family that he was graduating. So, the Whitaker family decided to go out to dinner, in celebration of Bart's supposed graduation from Sam Houston State University, a milestone he had fabricated, as he was not enrolled at the time. Upon returning home, they were ambushed by one of Bart's accomplices, Chris Brassier, who fatally shot Patricia and Kevin, Bart's mother and brother, and wounded Kent, Bart's father. Bart sustained a superficial gunshot wound to his arm to feign innocence. Initial investigations did not implicate Bart. However, further scrutiny revealed his involvement in planning the murders to claim his family's estate. In 2007, he was convicted of capital murder and sentenced to death. Bart's father pleaded with the governor for a lesser punishment. Miraculously for Bart, on February 22, 2018, about 40 minutes before his scheduled 6 p.m. execution, Whitaker had his death sentence commuted to life imprisonment without the possibility of parole. Adam Lanza. On December 14, 2012, Adam Lanza, aged 20, fatally shot his mother, Nancy Lanza, aged 52, at their Newtown, Connecticut home. Investigators found her body in her bed clad in pajamas with 4 gunshot wounds to her head. Adam then proceeded to Sandy Hook Elementary School, where he tragically took the lives of 20 children and 6 educators. Nancy Lanza, a former stockbroker, was known to have a keen interest in firearms. She owned several weapons, including the .22 caliber rifle used in the tragic events. Reports indicate that she had purchased firearms for her son, Adam, who had a history of mental health issues. After the incident, Lanza killed himself with a gunshot to the head. Up until now, no one knows why he decided to carry out such a heinous act. Lyle and Erik Menendez. On August 20th, 1989, brothers Lyle and Erik Menendez fatally shot their parents, Jose and Mary Louise "Kitty" Menendez, in the den of their Beverly Hills home. They used a shotgun, firing over a dozen rounds at close range. Jose was shot at point-blank range, while Kitty was shot as she attempted to flee. Lyle, born on January 10, 1968, and Erik, born on November 27, 1970, were raised in a wealthy family. Their father, Jose, was a successful corporate executive, and their mother, Kitty, was a homemaker. Despite their affluent lifestyle, the brothers later revealed that they had endured years of alleged sexual, emotional, and physical abuse at the hands of their father. Erik eventually confessed to the murders during therapy sessions, leading to their arrests in 1990. They were convicted of first-degree murder and sentenced to life imprisonment. As of January 2025, the Menendez brothers have been incarcerated for over 30 years. Henry Chau Hoi-Leung. On March 1, 2013, Henry Chau invited his parents to his apartment in the Kok Cheung area of Tai Kok Tsui, Hong Kong. After a family meal, he attacked them with a hammer, rendering them unconscious. He fatally used a knife on them several times. Following the murders, Chau dismembered their bodies, storing the remains in his refrigerator and other containers. Parts were found in the fridge and parts were disposed of in various locations. The disappearance of the couple raised concerns, leading to an investigation. Authorities discovered the dismembered bodies in Chau's apartment, leading to his arrest. During the trial, it was revealed that Chau had planned the murders for 6 months, driven by financial motives and personal grievances. He was found guilty of 2 counts of murder and sentenced to life imprisonment. Henry Chau has served approximately 9 years of his life sentence. Jasmine Richardson. Jasmine Richardson was a bright and sociable young girl, known for her academic achievements and active participation in the fine arts. However, her increasing involvement with the goth subculture and her relationship with Jeremy Steinke, who identified as a self-proclaimed werewolf, raised concerns among her parents. They disapproved of the relationship, leading to tensions within the family. On April 23, 2006, in Medicine Hat, Alberta, Canada, 12-year-old Jasmine Richardson and her 23-year-old boyfriend, Jeremy Steinke, committed a tragic act by murdering her parents, Mark and Deborah Richardson, and her 8-year-old brother, Tyler. Jasmine was arrested shortly after the murders and charged with 3 counts of first-degree murder. The prosecution argued that Jasmine was influenced by Steinke, while the defense contended that she was a victim of his manipulation. In 2008, Jasmine was convicted of 3 counts of first-degree murder and sentenced to 10 years under the Intensive Rehabilitative Custody and Supervision Program. In 2016, after serving approximately 10 years, she was released from custody. Jasmine Richardson is living under a new identity, as permitted by Canadian law to protect the privacy of young offenders. Ronald DeFeo Jr. Ronald DeFeo Jr., known as Butch, was born on September 26, 1951, in Brooklyn, New York. He was the eldest of 5 children in the DeFeo family. On November 13, 1974, 23-year-old Ronald DeFeo Jr. committed a horrific crime in Amityville, New York by murdering his parents, 2 brothers, and 2 sisters while they slept in their beds. He later confessed to the killings, stating that voices in his head had compelled him to commit the murders. On November 21, 1975, DeFeo was found guilty on 6 counts of second-degree murder. Ronald DeFeo Jr. died on March 12, 2021, at the age of 69 at the Albany Medical Center. The official cause of death has not been released to the public. The Bever brothers, Robert Bever, 18, and Michael Bever, 16, were the eldest of 5 children in the Bever family. The family lived in a suburban neighborhood in Broken Arrow, where the brothers were known to be quiet and kept to themselves. Robert had expressed interest in violent video games and had a fascination with mass murders, which he discussed with his younger brother Daniel. On July 22, 2015, in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, the Bever brothers, Robert and Michael Bever, committed the tragic act of murdering their parents and 3 younger siblings. The victims were David Bever, 54, April Bever, 45, Daniel Bever, 12, Christopher Bever, 7, and Victoria Bever, 5. The brothers used knives to carry out the killings, resulting in multiple sharp force injuries to the victims. Daniel Bever, 12, managed to call 911, alerting authorities to the crime. During the call, he was attacked and killed by his brothers. Robert and Michael Bever were arrested and charged with 5 counts of first-degree murder. The brothers' motive for the killings was reportedly a desire for fame and to outdo historical mass murders. They had planned to perpetrate a mass shooting after murdering their family. Joel Michael Guy Jr. Joel Guy Jr. was the eldest of 3 children in the Guy family. He had been living with his parents in their Knoxville home and was known to have a strained relationship with them. His parents were planning to retire and had informed him that they would cease providing financial support, which reportedly led to tensions within the family. On the evening of November 25, 2016, Joel and Lisa Guy invited their son to join them for Thanksgiving dinner. The following day, Joel Guy Jr. attacked his parents, stabbing his father at least 42 times and his mother at least 31 times. After the murders, he dismembered their bodies, attempting to dissolve the remains in acid and dispose of them in various parts of the house. He also set fires in the home to destroy evidence. The crime was discovered when a neighbor noticed a fire at the Guy residence and called emergency services. Upon arrival, authorities found the dismembered bodies and evidence of the attempted dissolution. Joel Guy Jr. was arrested and charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder, 2 counts of felony murder, and 2 counts of abuse of a corpse. In October 2020, he was convicted on all counts and sentenced to life imprisonment. Suzane von Richthofen. Suzane von Richthofen was born into a wealthy family with German heritage. Her father, Manfred, was a successful engineer, and her mother, Maricia, was a psychiatrist. Despite her privileged upbringing, Suzane became romantically involved with Daniel Cravinhos, a mechanic from a modest background. Her parents disapproved of the relationship, leading to significant familial tension. On the night of October 31, 2002, Suzane recruited Daniel Cravinhos, her boyfriend, and his brother, Christian Cravinhos, to carry out the crime. Suzane invited Daniel and Christian Cravinhos to her parents' home under the pretense of a family gathering. Once inside, the brothers attacked Manfred and Maricia, bludgeoning them to death with blunt objects. Suzane was present during the murders and assisted in staging the crime scene to resemble a robbery gone wrong. On July 22, 2006, Suzane was sentenced to 39 years and 6 months in prison for the murders of her parents. Under Brazilian law, a convict can serve a maximum of 30 years for a single crime. Therefore, Suzane's sentence was reduced to 30 years. She served approximately 16 years in prison before being released on parole on January 11, 2023. Following her release, Suzane changed her name to Suzane Louise Magnani Muniz and began a new life outside of prison. She is in a relationship with Felipe Zacchini Muniz, a local doctor, and they have a child together. Chandler Halderson. Chandler Halderson was a 23-year-old man living in Windsor, Wisconsin. He had been living with his parents, Bart and Krista, and was known to have lied about various aspects of his life, including his education and employment status. He claimed to be attending Madison Area Technical College and working for American Family Insurance, but these claims were false. On July 7, 2021, Chandler reported his parents missing, stating that they had not returned from a trip to their cabin. However, investigations revealed inconsistencies in his story. Authorities discovered that Chandler had murdered his father, Bart, by shooting him in the back with a high-powered rifle. He then killed his mother, Krista, when she returned home. Chandler dismembered their bodies and disposed of the remains in various locations. On March 17, 2022, Chandler Halderson was convicted on all charges and sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Tyler Hadley. On July 16, 2011, in Port St. Lucie, Florida, 17-year-old Tyler Hadley murdered his parents, Blake and Mary Jo Hadley, using a hammer. After committing the crime, he concealed their bodies in the master bedroom and proceeded to host a party at their home, inviting approximately 60 friends. During the party, Tyler confided in a friend about the murders, leading to his arrest the following morning. In 2014, he was sentenced to 2 consecutive life terms without the possibility of parole. In December 2018, Tyler was resentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole after 25 years. As of January 2025, he remains incarcerated at the Gulf Correctional Institution in Florida. David Kozák. On December 21, 2023, in Hostun, Czech Republic, 24-year-old David Kozák fatally shot his father at their family home. Later that day, he proceeded to the Faculty of Arts at Charles University in Prague, where he carried out a mass shooting, resulting in 14 deaths and 22 injuries. After engaging with police, Kozák immediately shot himself and died. Investigations revealed that 6 days prior, on December 15, 2023, he had murdered a father and his infant daughter in Klanovitz Forest, approximately 25 kilometers from Prague. In a suicide note, he confessed to these earlier killings. The motive behind his actions appears to be a deep-seated desire for revenge against society. Thank you for watching, guys. Which of these individuals do you think deserves a death punishment? Comment below.